What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X5 weekly update video. And I'm here on my Taiwan account today because we're going to be there's not much happening in global this week from what I can find. And again, as per usual, I can't really find anything on Taiwan. So, we're just going to be taking a look at the characters and weapons that are coming to global this week with the second week of the Street Fighter event. So, first up, we're going to be taking a look at Akuma, because he is going to be the character added to the second week of the Street Fighter event. And Akuma is probably the best of the three characters in like a general purpose sense. Like, he's the best as the most applicable member to like the most amount of game modes. Chun-Li is better at race mode because she has mobility and she has speed buffs. Let's take a quick look at the Akuma art. Not bad. So, let's take a look at his Akuma skills. We have Sekiya Kuretsuha. I probably said that wrong, but strike the ground with an exploding pillar of flame. Do continuous damage to all targets in range and inflict weakened damage by reducing the target's attack stat by 10%. Stacks up to 5 times, you get up to 50% damage reduction. Oh, oops. And for skill chips, you have Speed Blast, damage or acceleration rate increased by 25%. Burning Shield, again, Burning Shield, when you use this skill, will protect you from all negative status effects. And then mobility, reduces the preparation time by 20% for this skill. Which, the preparation time, I think it's like 5 seconds of cooldown time. So you wouldn't get that much of a, be what, like 4 seconds then? Which, that's pretty relevant, but... And then we have the attack that Akuma is known for. Now, this is called Shingoku Satsu. I don't know if that's actually what it's called in Street Fighter. Because I'm pretty sure when I was trying to explain to people what killed me during this event with people who play Street Fighter, they said a different name entirely. But assume a special pose and approach a target, causing immobile status to the target, which cannot be removed and no presence of shield. While connecting, a flurry of lightning fast strikes will be performed and deal continuous damage. You take no damage when using this skill. And for the skill chips, we have Seeking a Powerful Rival. When your target is a boss character, increase damage deal to all your attacks by 10%. Duel with a Powerful Rival. When your rival is a player, increase the damage of all your attacks by 10%. And Ashura Senku. When you use a skill, you will not suffer from negative status effects. So, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they don't show you the potency of the damage on this skill. It's, according to the wiki anyway, it's 127%. Which isn't bad. Let's take a look at the passives. Satsui no Hado, gain enhanced damage state at once every 6 seconds, increasing your attack by 4.25%, stacks up to 10 times. Domination of Murderous Intent, when using a character skill, calls 2 stacks of weakened damage status to all targets in range. This status functions in conjunction with Sekiya Kuretsuha, so you can have another way to gain stacks with your character skills. Total Annihilation calls a burning status when Sekiya Kuretsuha hits a target, dealing damage equal to about 19% of your attack every half a second. After defeating a target with Sekiya Kuretsuha, you'll be able to use Sekiya Kuretsuha again. This can only be triggered once again after 12 more seconds. We have Shin, reduced activation time for Satsui no Hado by 30%, increasing the number of stacks by 3. So, 30% reduction time on this, so it'll be cut down by a third, and you can have 13 stacks of the Satsui no Hado. And then Fist of Raging Game, when hit a target and then reduction status, increased damage would deal by 20%. Shingoku Satsu will remove targets invulnerability when hit. However, this does not work on targets that are immune to debuffs. So basically what that's saying is, it will work on targets that have iframes. It will remove the invulnerability when hit, but what it won't do is if they have preventive shield up, then it won't remove the iframes, which is a weird interaction to me. However, that interaction doesn't actually work for another character, and I don't know if it's a mistake or like if they're just gonna roll with that. But for Awakened Zeros has a passive like this that allows them to pierce iframes. And from what I've heard from various other people that have used them, is that he can still pierce iframes even if they have preventative shield. So I don't know if that's going to be the case as well for Akuma. Awakened Zero is also with his DNA, so we can't test it in global. I'm not sure how that's going to work, if it's intended to work that way, or if it's just like an error. So I don't know if it's just an error with Awaken 0, or if it's going to be an error with everything that has this kind of effect. And of course, he does not have DNA yet. So yeah, that's it for Akuma. There's one last thing I wanted to note about Akuma, is I think a lot of people, I think he's overrated by a lot of people. I'm not saying that Akuma is not good, but a lot of people are essentially saying that Akuma is the new PvP king. You know, he's gonna run rampant, like he's the next Proto Man EXE or something. But his TTK is a lot higher than Proto Man's, and TTK is something I went over in my my tier list video, which I'll have another one of those coming out soon. But basically, TTK, you want to have a low TTK. TTK is time to kill, so that means the time to kill for Akuma is a lot higher than it is for Proto EXE. Just as an example of that, if you look at Akuma's skills here, his skill 1 is on 50%. His skill 2 is, according to the wiki, 127%. If we go look at Proto EXE, this is the main reason why I looked at my Taiwan account, because I have a raw Proto EXE. I can find him anyway. Where is he? Proto Man skill 1 is 226, and that's before assuming you have this equipped. So it'll be 226 times 3, assuming all 3 hit. And then Step Sword is 322. And that's more than double what Akuma's is listed as on the wiki, which I assume is correct. However, there's something else added to that. Akuma's skill 2, the Shingoku Satsu, is on a 10-second cooldown. That's... Proto Man gets 2 Step Swords in 10 seconds. Like, this is a 5-second cooldown with a much higher potency. And Akuma gets one of those every 10 seconds for his skill 2. There's also the fact that Akuma's has more Vertel when he's using it, as he has to have line of sight in order to really connect it. Proto Man can just TP to you. He doesn't matter if you're behind a wall, you're like using map geometry. If Proto Man can see you, he can just warp to you, whereas Akuma travels in a straight line to the target. Right? So, depending on the map, Akuma might get mopped up by a lot of other units. Zoner units, I think, are really, really good against him. Like, maybe in cyberspace, base EXE probably has a pretty good matchup, because base can fire from halfway across the map. With his, maybe, is it Airburst? I don't remember if it's Airburst or Explosion, but, you know, he can do that. And I think one of the, or I guess two of the big things is that, one, he can one-tap, which that's one that's nothing new. But two, we have other characters that can one-tap that, you know, people haven't hyped up. But the second thing is, I think that it's because this is Akuma, and Akuma, I think, is one of the more notable members from Street Fighter, like, or I guess one of the characters you think of when you hear, you know, Street Fighter, think of the game. And I think that is also playing into why a lot of people are hyping Akuma up a lot, but I think there's a bit of overhype involved with that. Just because, like, you know, you say Street Fighter, characters that come to mind, well, at least my mind, as someone who doesn't actively play Street Fighter, you know, Chun-Li, Ken, Ryu, Akuma, and maybe Juri, or Minette. Minette's probably a lesser known one, but I like Erica Lindbeck and she voices Minette, so that's why I know who that is. But yeah, like I said, I do think he is a bit overrated, but he is very, very good. Next up, Global is also getting the Berserker Greatsword alongside Akuma. This is a limited weapon, so if you want this weapon, you might want to consider pulling on the banner. I might do a pull or two on this banner outside of the free one. I'm not sure. I do want this, but, like, if I don't get it, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I have Nightmare, which is the best melee weapon for PvP. Berserker Greatsword is, like, right behind it. Let's take a look at Berserker Greatsword. This is the same type of sword as Nightmare. I think it's Recharge, not Slash. And I gotta find the right thing here. Skills. Right, here we go. So we have attack increase available from 0-star. It increases your attack by 63. We have high speed recharge available at 0-star. Energy recharge speed is increased by 25%. Available at 1-star is ultimate output. When energy is below 50%, damage increased by 10%. Available at 2-star here is Dimensional Rift. When hitting a target, there's a chance to create a Dimensional Rift at the location that can use damage to target. This effect can only be triggered again once more after 2 seconds. So after you hit a target, it's very similar to Gravitational Pulse. It leaves behind a this one leaves behind a rift, which is actually pretty cool. Makes me think of Inuyasha, to be honest, with the Meido Zangetsuha. But moving on. Dash Slash weapon unlocks at 3-star. When using a Dash Slash, the damage rate increased by 10%. So you already know what it is. The Pizza Cutter, Beyblade, Spin to Win, whatever you want to call it, increasing damage by 10%. On top of ultimate output will increase your damage even further, along with attack increase and Dimensional Rift. And then Dimensional Converge. When hitting a target with Dimensional Rift skill will cause the target to slow down by 32%. And that's pretty big. Movement speed reduction is, I think, one of the most frustrating things to have to deal with. Because I can still move, but I might not be able to evade what it is I'm trying to evade. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm trying to do, but I just can't do it, kind of thing. Evading skills. We have slow resistance, 50% chance to become immune to slow, which is something, I guess. Damage enhancement special attack when hitting the target and damage enhancement status, increase damage deal by 14%. Ultimate breakthrough, trigger ultimate output when the energy is below 60%. And crisis amplification when HP is below 30%, increase damage dealt by 16%. I'm not sure how useful crisis amplification is going to end up being, considering the direction the game is taking right now. It's one tap or be one tapped for a lot of characters that are going to be coming out. So things like this I don't see being as useful. Certain characters can make use of them though, like Dark Mega EXE is probably a good one to note for that. Because he actually lowers the HP when he attacks. Like I said, I don't think it's bad, but I think this is one of those things that's a lot more situational than helpful most of the time. And one final thing before we move on to the one bit of information I know for the Taiwan version is don't forget to finish up your weeklies for the global version of the game. I kind of forgot about having to do the 20 hard mode Jacobs, so I'm going to do that now. But also there was a thing which was put on the global Twitter. You're gonna want to make sure to beat Akuma at least once a day for the duration of the event, because you'll get extra rewards at some point. I don't know when the rewards are going to be going out though. Probably after the event is over, based on the looks of it. I'll have it on screen here, so you guys can see it. But there's a variety of different rewards you can get for defeating Akuma once a day. The duration of 10 days, although part of that duration has already started. That's unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure that this didn't become active, or like it wasn't known until after the event started. So that's a little unfortunate that I couldn't inform people about it earlier. But I mean, hopefully you've been doing your events your runs at least once a day. Alright, so let's take a look at the trailer for the Taiwan version. I already saw a little clip of it on Twitter, and I was well, you'll see once we get started. So this is cool, but it's Second Armor X, but it's Chibi Second Armor X, which I'm like, okay, you know, that might be kind of cool. Oh, actually, never mind. This is okay. So it's a different. It's okay. It's not exactly the same as Second Armor X. Oh, well, it says Giga Crush. Okay, so why? I mean, I guess the charge shot is slightly different. Gain a shield when hitting a mid-range target. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it's not the same as the regular second armor X. But this Chibi second armor, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like they could have done so much better with the new character. With adding a new character. At least it doesn't look like it's exactly the same as second armor X, but just Chibi. There are some differences, like the stock charge shot and 6 energy round, so it's not just the double charge shot, but it still has a Giga Crush. So I mean, it's at least 50% the same character. Like, it is the same character, but like 50% the same kit as well. The fact that it shoots missiles too with this, I mean, I guess that's pretty cool too. But what this does, see, I don't know if this is actually from another game or if they're just like, let's make Chibi second armor X. I'm kind of worried for future characters now, because instead of getting new characters, we just get like recycled characters, even more cycled than we had been before, right? Like, at least with you know, getting like the various irises and seals and things like that, we were able, like, they were functionally pretty much new characters, right? They weren't I guess it's just, or technically they were reskinned, but you guys should get what I mean, right? Like, it has Gear Crush. It's like, all right, it shoots missiles with it too, so I guess that's different. I'm assuming it's gonna have different passives too. I hope. Otherwise, it's either could have been a skin for Second Armor X, or I think something else that could have been very, very good is if they had released, you know, start releasing like SD characters, but have them be maybe weaker versions of the S rank characters available in Gacha, but give those up for free. Something similar to this happened in, what was it, one of the Digimon games I played. I think it was Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. It was part of DLC where you can start the game and you get SD Omegamon and like SD something else. And it was, you know, it was still a Mega level Digimon, which is one of the highest tiers. But it was like it was a Chibi form, and it was just a lot weaker statistically. And I gave it to you for free. So I feel like if they did that with this, I'd be like, okay, well, you know, that'd be a little bit more understandable. But releasing this as a full character, I don't know about this one. Now I'm very concerned for the future characters getting released. I mean, on the bright side, at least for me, that's an easy skip. And if I get it down the line, you know, cool. I'm not going to have it for this event stage unless they give free pulls. And I get them on the free pull because I will not be pulling for this character. And I also don't know what the event stage is going to be because I can't find any information on that right now. So for now, we're just going to have to see what happens for this weekend, the Taiwan version. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about anything that's upcoming this week. The SD Second Armor X. Like I said, I don't really like it. Now I'm just worried we're going to get like there's like more chibi characters. This is kind of like so is it Powered Up? It has that kind of art style? I think so. I like Chibis overall, but I don't like the concept of how they're implementing this one. So maybe future ones will be a lot better. Who knows? Hopefully it will be. Like I said, I don't know the passives. We know at least one passive. You get a shield when hitting a target mid-range. So that's something. Hopefully, like the DNA, all that stuff is completely different from Second Armor X. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.